Welcome to Mindset Capital TV, where mindset meets money. This channel is built for thinkers, builders, and future leaders who understand that wealth starts in the mind. If you're ready to level up your thinking, your habits, and your income, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Why financial freedom takes time. A money and wealth thinking documentary. Most people don't fail at building wealth. They quit too early. They start investing, then panic. They start a business, then get discouraged. They start saving, then feel like it's pointless, because nothing changes fast enough. We live in a world of instant delivery, instant streaming, instant messaging, instant dopamine. But financial freedom? It moves slowly, and that slowness feels like failure. But what if the slowness isn't failure? What if it's the design? Because the same system that builds lasting wealth is the same system that filters out impatience. And if you don't understand this, you'll keep restarting instead of compounding. This isn't about getting rich quick. This is about understanding why getting free requires time. The impatience trap. We've been conditioned for speed. Promotions happen fast on social media. Success stories are condensed into highlight reels. You see someone at the top, but you don't see the 7 to 10 years underneath it. So when your progress feels slow, you assume something is wrong. But wealth doesn't move like attention. It moves like roots. Invisible at first, silent, slow, and that invisibility triggers doubt. Impatience convinces you it's not working. But wealth is not built in bursts. It's built in layers. The compounding misunderstanding. Compounding is deceptive. In year 1, the growth feels irrelevant. In year 2, still unimpressive. In year 3, barely noticeable. But then something happens. The curve bends, and suddenly the growth becomes visible. But most people quit before the curve bends, because early progress feels insignificant. Compounding rewards patience. But humans are wired for immediate feedback. So the system that builds wealth feels emotionally unrewarding in the beginning. And that's why it works. Why fast money is usually fragile. Fast money feels exciting. It feels validating. It feels powerful. But fast money without structure rarely lasts. Lotteries, speculation spikes, viral success, sudden windfalls. Without systems, discipline, and long-term thinking, fast money disappears as quickly as it arrived. Financial freedom requires durability. Durability requires structure. Structure requires time. Skill takes time to mature. High income often comes from high skill, but skill maturity is gradual. In the beginning, you're learning basics. Then you're practicing. Then you're refining. Then you're optimizing. Then you're leading. That journey cannot be rushed. The market rewards rare expertise. Rarity is built through repetition, and repetition takes time. Financial freedom often sits on top of skill depth, and depth is earned slowly. The identity shift is slow. Financial freedom isn't just financial, it's psychological. You must become someone who thinks long-term, manages risk, delays gratification, handles volatility, makes strategic decisions. Identity doesn't shift overnight. It shifts through repeated behavior, through evidence, through experience. That transformation feels subtle, but it's foundational. You can't rush who you're becoming. The quiet years. Every financially free individual has quiet years. Years where nothing looks impressive. Years where effort outweighs visible reward. Years where friends question decisions. Years where doubt creeps in. Those years are not wasted. They are incubation. The world only notices the breakthrough, but the breakthrough is built in silence. The cost of restarting. When impatience hits, people restart. New strategy, new investment, new business, new direction. Restarting feels productive, but restarting destroys compounding. Time is the most valuable ingredient in wealth, and every restart resets time. Consistency beats intensity, but consistency requires patience. Time as a wealth multiplier. Time does three powerful things. It compounds capital. It compounds skill. It compounds reputation. The longer you stay consistent, the more powerful each of those becomes. Short-term thinking limits growth. Long-term thinking multiplies it. Time is not the enemy. Impatience is. The boring phase. Financial freedom is not exciting in the beginning. It's repetitive. You invest. You save. You learn. You work. You repeat. Nothing dramatic happens. No fireworks. No overnight explosion. Just steady movement. And humans struggle with steady movement. Because steady doesn't stimulate. It doesn't provide dopamine spikes. It doesn't get applause. So boredom creeps in. And boredom whispers, "This isn't working." But boredom is not failure. Boredom is proof that you've committed to a system. And systems look unimpressive until they don't. The emotional valley. There is a phase where effort feels heavier than reward. Where progress feels invisible. Where doubt grows louder. This is the emotional valley. It usually happens years into the journey. You've made progress, but not enough to feel free. You've built discipline, but not enough to feel wealthy. This is where many quit, because the destination still feels distant. But here's what most don't realize. The valley is temporary. It's the transition point between linear growth and exponential growth. If you survive the valley, the curve begins to bend. Why financial freedom feels far away. Financial freedom feels far because we measure it emotionally. We compare current reality to ultimate goals. That gap feels overwhelming. Instead of focusing on net worth growth, skill growth, income growth, asset growth, we focus on what's missing. And focusing on what's missing creates discouragement. Strategic builders focus on trajectory, not destination. Are you improving year over year? Are your assets increasing? Are your skills expanding? Trajectory matters more than speed. Delayed gratification as a superpower. Most people intellectually understand delayed gratification. Few practice it long enough. Delayed gratification is uncomfortable because you sacrifice visible pleasure today for invisible growth tomorrow. No applause. No immediate validation. Just faith in compounding. But here's the secret. The longer you practice delayed gratification, the easier it becomes. It becomes identity. And once it becomes identity, financial freedom stops feeling distant. It feels inevitable. Reputation compounds slowly. Financial freedom isn't just capital. It's reputation. Reputation compounds through reliability, integrity, skill consistency, results delivered. You don't build trust overnight. You build it through repeated proof. And trust opens doors. Better deals. Better partnerships. Better opportunities. These doors don't open quickly. But once they do, they rarely close. Income grows in steps, not smooth lines. Income growth rarely looks smooth. It looks flat. Then sudden jump. Then flat again. Then another jump. The flat periods build skill and positioning. The jumps reflect leverage activation. If you judge progress during the flat phase, you'll miss the breakthrough. Flat doesn't mean stuck. Flat often means preparation. The moment the curve bends, there is a moment. It feels subtle at first. Income increases faster than expected. Investments begin compounding visibly. Opportunities appear more frequently. Momentum builds. But that moment only arrives after years of consistency, learning, discipline, patience. The curve bends quietly, but once it bends, acceleration feels natural, and observers call it luck. Why most people never see the bend? Most people quit before the bend, because quitting feels easier than waiting. They change strategies, chase trends, blame systems, restart paths. But restarting resets time, and time is the multiplier. The wealth building system is designed to reward endurance and punish impatience, not intentionally, but structurally. The role of identity in long-term wealth. To build financial freedom, you must become someone who thinks long-term, someone who tolerates slow progress, someone who values trajectory over excitement. This identity is rare, and rarity creates advantage, because while others chase speed, you build depth. Depth compounds. Speed fades. Patience as a competitive advantage. In a world addicted to speed, patience becomes a competitive advantage. If you can remain disciplined for 10 years, while others last 2, you win by default. Financial freedom is not just about intelligence. It's about endurance. And endurance is built daily. The math most people ignore. Financial freedom is arithmetic, not emotion. Let's simplify it. Financial freedom equals assets that generate enough income to cover expenses. That's it. Not a feeling, not a vibe, not a social media milestone. It's math. But math takes time. If you invest consistently, if your income rises gradually, if you reinvest returns, the equation improves. But early on, the numbers feel small. $200 invested, $500 saved, $1,000 gained. It feels insignificant. But the compounding formula does not care about your feelings. It only cares about consistency. Time is the variable that turns small into significant. Without time, the math never works. Expense control is quiet power. Financial freedom takes time because lifestyle expands easily. Income rises. Spending rises. Comfort increases. Expenses increase. If your expenses scale with income, freedom moves further away. Strategic builders understand. Freedom is not about earning more alone. It's about controlling lifestyle inflation. The lower your fixed expenses, the less capital you need to become free. Freedom accelerates when ego shrinks. The quieter you live, the faster you build. Capital as a worker. At first, you work for money. Later, money works for you. But money cannot work until it's accumulated. And accumulation takes time. Capital must reach critical mass. Before critical mass, returns feel small. After critical mass, returns accelerate. This transition is invisible at first. But once capital begins producing meaningful returns, the system shifts. You're no longer relying solely on effort. You're relying on assets. And assets are patient workers. Network effects in wealth. Financial freedom is rarely built alone. Relationships compound too. People you meet early in your journey may become partners years later. Investments made early may return a decade later. Skills learned today may unlock opportunities in the future. Wealth is layered. Every layer reinforces the next. Time strengthens connections. Connections strengthen opportunity. Opportunity strengthens income. It's a web. And webs take time to weave. The psychology of enough. There's a final layer most people overlook. Freedom is not just accumulation. It's clarity. You must define enough. Without defining enough, the timeline stretches endlessly. Strategic builders set targets. I need $X invested. I need $X monthly passive income. I need $X in annual returns. Clarity reduces anxiety. And once you reach your number, you don't chase more out of insecurity. You choose expansion intentionally. Freedom is a calculation, not an accident. The final truth. Financial freedom takes time because skills take time. Reputation takes time. Capital takes time. Compounding takes time. Identity takes time. But time rewards consistency. The system is not broken. It's patient. And patience filters out the impulsive. If you commit long enough, the curve bends. The assets grow. The effort decreases. And freedom begins to feel natural, not magical. Financial freedom isn't slow because it's unfair. It's slow because it's durable. Anything that lasts is built in layers, brick by brick, year by year, decision by decision. Most people quit before momentum arrives. But those who endure experience something powerful, a shift, where effort becomes optional. where time becomes an ally, where money becomes a tool. And once that shift happens, you realize something surprising. The slow years weren't wasted. They were building something stable. And stability is the true definition of freedom. If this video shifted your mindset, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Remember, your mindset is your greatest asset. Protect it, build it, invest in it. This is Mindset Capital TV. We'll see you in the next one.